Remember last time we saw each other? We were at the grocery store. We were at the grocery store, and you introduced me to this brand of Safeguard.
The blue one?
Yeah, god damn.
That's
it
what
made
I
my
used.
it made my balls tingle. I was gonna say
I just said that's what I use. It doesn't make my balls tingle.
It made my balls tingle. I'm so amazed. This is not a review, by the way. I'm just like putting it out. If you're looking for like a great soap that's really
To make your
convenient.
balls tingle.
To make your balls tingle once in a while. Safeguard, the blue ones, the one that has the cool kick. How do you want to do an intro? I told you, let's drop our phones.
No.
Android versus iPhone. Let's do this, man.
Fuck you.
So in this episode of the
We're not doing it.
This episode of the podcast, we are dropping our phones to see which phone is better, iPhone or Android.
Did you just remove that from your case?
Yes, I'm dropping this phone without the case, without shockproof, without any protection.
And I'm dropping this case without the phone.
What was like the first phone you ever had?
It was a Samsung, probably. It was
Already a Samsung? I was
think
expecting a different
so.
brand, like
Or it was a
a
Nokia.
Nokia or something.
Yeah, without... I didn't have a SIM. I think it was a Sony Ericsson. Oh my god.
Sony Ericsson. Oh my god, that was like my second phone. The first phone that I had was a Nokia.
An age check.
The names of those phones back then.
God.
3300. Yeah, the first phone that I had was 3300, if I'm assuming. And then after that was the Sony Ericsson, right? The flip.
Mine was the one with the little joystick in the middle.
How old were you when you had your first phone?
I was in grade 4 or grade 5, so...
So what
11
was the purpose
11?
of it? Actually texting and calling?
Yeah, well, we get picked up at school, so
Oh,
I tend to call from, hey, I'm done school, stuff like that. Sony Ericsson. My god. Oh, it was so annoying when everyone had the same ringtone. So
What is-
when the phones have very limited memory, so everyone had the same message alert and ringtone. So whenever a phone rings, you don't know who it is.
That
Yeah, exactly. The tech that we have these days,
yeah.
it's not far apart. I mean,
It's
I know it's
interesting.
decades, but
yes, how technology has progressed over the years. It's really quick too.
yes. Look, if you told me way back that you can just touch the screen of your phone, I'm gonna laugh at you. I mean, what the hell? I mean, they did have the stylus. Remember the old stylus? Every time you tap it,
Yeah.
it makes that sound. So when you're typing, you're tapping the
And
screen.
the screen is now actually that the glass screens that we have. It kind of pushes
True.
back
In
phone,
order
back of the
to
phone,
access the
yeah.
actual screen. I don't know if you've seen that footage where they show you a phone and then they show you each item that's in a phone. Like they show a camera, a calculator. They put it on a table. Like a notebook, what else? A flashlight.
Oh,
Then
like as if
imagine
everything fits
having
in a-
all of
yeah.
this in your pocket.
In your pocket.
And then they show a smartphone.
Yeah.
You think a smartphone is like the best invention we've had
in
since
this generation.
the next best? Yeah. I mean, it's essential nowadays. It's very essential. I don't think you can meet somebody without a phone, a smartphone, I guess. There are minimalists out there that tries to use what they call a dumb phone. Did you know a dumb phone exists?
Was it- no,
It's still a touchscreen phone, but you can only like call
and text.
yeah.
through it. So it's like a spare phone
No,
kind of thing
Yes, it's technically a spare phone, but some people try to use that.
for security reasons.
I guess so. Yeah.
Oh, I never heard of them.
It's also monochrome as well. It's black and
Oh,
white.
really?
Yeah.
Brought me back to when BlackBerry was a thing. You're
I never had a BlackBerry. I think I moved from a keypad with the dial tone keypad to the touchscreen.
Because those were the only competition back then. It was Apple, BlackBerry, and I think you could put in Samsung already.
Not
in
even.
there. Not even.
Back then?
Oh wait,
it was-
Sony was. 'cause
Apple and BlackBerry were the thing. There was an argument back then on which is gonna take over.
Oh, between BlackBerry and Apple.
Yeah. I mean, it's in retrospect, it's laughable these days, but at the time, BlackBerry was a great phone to use. I don't know who was this writer who wrote like a novel in a BlackBerry phone. Like she wrote the whole novel.
Yeah, that was its that BlackBerry's usage was for those type of people.
Yeah.
And Apple products back then kind of did center it around just using music.
Yeah.
Because it started with just the iPod, right? And then the shuffle, and then it went.
Did you
smaller.
own any of those? I had a shuffle. No, without a screen. Yeah.
I had a shuffle. That was the first Apple product that I had.
That was a bitch to use without a screen. There was an iPod, then you had the iPod Shuffle, there was the Nano, which is the smaller screen, I guess. Then we had the other generation iPods. Then
I think what was revolutionary was when they started introducing the Touch. Because
True.
Touch had a lot more usage. iPod Touch started having those utilities that you were talking about, the camera, the notepads. It was that. After that, they introduced the iPhones.
did you know you could still get an iPod?
Yeah, but I think much more expensive.
Which is weird to me. They still sell those, if I'm not mistaken. Which is crazy to think that they're still producing that.
What do you think is the price point for that?
I don't know, but why would you get one if you can get like an actual iPhone with just adding a few more?
I mean, if you're someone that does like Apple's house, then I guess. Because those were the first few generations of iPhones, and you want to keep that, I guess.
True. What was it? The one with Sony? Was it a Walkman?
Oh my god.
Age check. Remember when you had to bring like
Oh man.
a CD player? Oh my god. What was the oldest tech that you've used when you were a kid? I think mine was a VHS. I mean, I've used an abacus. No, but in terms of actual tech, have you used a VHS?
I've used a VHS. I know how to operate a VHS. I know how to operate a rewinder.
Oh my god, we had to rewind. I don't know why I'm getting mad. Okay, for those who don't know, a VHS is it's like a bigger cassette. If you don't know what a cassette is, it's like a CD, and if you don't know what a CD is, it's like a DVD. And if you don't know what a DVD is, it's a physical item with like a movie or a video in it. We can't stream back then, guys.
We have to save everything from a diskette.
Oh my god, I missed the disc. Ooh, it's crazy to think these days that when I've got to use it when younger people
When Gen Zs.
when younger people see a diskette, they say, know. "Why do you have a physical save button?" This is crazy to think.
What's that age group?
I guess
5, 7?
I guess in their
I would understand if they're
I
7
think
years
it's
old.
even in their teens.
Oh no.
I don't know if it's even an educational item when they're in school. I don't know if they even discuss that in like a computer class or something. But they say that when you show a kid these days that is knowledgeable with a computer, they're gonna tell you, why do you have a save button just lying around there? They don't know what a diskette is. Remember the monitors with like a back?
Like fat monitors. Yeah.
How do you feel about curved monitors? Is it helpful? I've never used one because I never felt like the need to use one. I like a flat display. Why were there curved monitors to begin with? I don't know. Is it a better way to view your...
That's not hide around the bush. It's for pornography. You get immersed in the whole video.
X.com.
X.com. No, I'm kidding. But I guess it is, just to get that immersive experience.
I guess, yeah.
But I don't get the folding. Folding TVs.
Folding TV.
I understand folding phones, but folding TVs, I don't get. Have you seen that video?
A folding TV?
So, let me just describe it for you. It acts like a table. And a TV comes out of that table.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah,
Okay.
I've seen it.
So, yeah, that's a folding TV.
I don't know why I pictured like a folding phone. Like it turns into a coffee table?
Yes,
Is that it? Yeah,
turns into a
I've
coffee
seen
ta-
that.
Or hides in
Yes.
coffee table.
It's vanity.
Because I understand folding phones. You could fit it in a better pocket.
Could you though? I mean, it's thicker. They're working on it. I mean, the new Z Fold and Z Flip 5 just came out from
Didn't
time of
Samsung
shooting.
did 2 types of folding phones? The one that flips
Yeah, so-
sideways and the one that flips.
The Fold becomes a tablet, and then the Flip is from the word.
Flip.
It becomes from a compact.
Like a traditional flip.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of that.
Motorola.
Motorola. Motorola. Oh my
No,
god.
Motorola came out with a Razr. It's a flip phone.
Oh my god.
So they're trying to capture that old essence of the Motorola flip, but they're using the Samsung style flip. And in other people's opinion, it's way better than Samsung's.
I think it's just interesting just to be able to do that flip with your phone again.
Sure, yeah. Again, you mean for the first time? Because we've never had those.
Weirds me out because it doesn't usually work, especially with the screen. Because you would
crease?
expect, yeah,
Yeah.
you would expect it with the glass to be a lot more, how do you expect a glass to be? But then I checked on the Z Flip.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Flip
It has a
and
weird
fold, yeah.
screen. And it has that kind of...
You can, plus you can
the bump.
feel it.
Yeah,
when
the
you're-
bump. You can feel the bump. I get confused with the names, but I think the one that flips sideways doesn't have that bump.
Oh, the one that, it kind of still does, but
Not as noticeable as the one that flips.
yeah, and the fact that it's vertical, they're trying to sell it as for multitasking. So technically, you're having like two screens when you unfold it. So that's what they're going for. Like, you're not gonna notice the bezel. I mean the crease because you're using two separate screens, something like that.
I see.
I don't know.
Aren't you a heavy Samsung user or Android user?
Well, Android, yes, but I'm leaning towards Samsung. I mean, smart monitor and the phone. The reason why I actually prefer that is I like how they work together. Like, I can use Dex is something that I've used a lot. Apple user, but are you aware of Dex?
No.
Okay, Dex is for those Apple users.
users that
Don't
are out
chase
there.
me. No, Dex is like a PC in your phone. It's a desktop. It's a
Oh.
desktop interface where you connect it to a monitor,
I see.
so you can use a keyboard and a mouse. So every now and then I would use that. You can actually edit with Dex so you have your footage here, you edit here.
I'm
Everything
so
is
jealous.
Here. So that's the reason why I prefer Android. But I do love Apple products as well. The simplicity, the fact that it just works.
Yes, the user interchange is really user friendly.
Yeah, the ecosystem is great as well for Apple, but I don't know. Maybe one day. I mean, it's a good time to think about it because
Yeah,
I don't know if you
explore
heard.
more a bit on the...
Apple's gonna come out with a Type C iPhone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what they're talking about with the 15, and it's good though because Lightning's been around for so long.
Quite some time, yeah.
Although I'm from an Apple user, let's say you're gonna get an iPhone 15 and it has a Type C cable. Are you okay with that? That you're ditching all your Lightnings?
Actually, it doesn't bother me because
You're okay with?
I
switching?
actually hate the fact that I have to feel so exclusive with all the stuff that I need for my phone. I don't like the exclusivity of the Apple products.
The fact that you have to use Apple products for the Apple phone. Yeah.
I started hating on that ever since they did the Lightning with the Airy earphones because you can't put auxiliaries anymore.
Oh right.
Growing up, I got so used to using the 3.5 millimeter jack. And then when they introduced newer iPhones with, oh, you gotta have to use a Lightning for this one, it bummed me out so much.
The last one with the jack was the 6 because the 7
Yes,
came out.
and that was my last. That was my previous phone before I got the XS. And that too, I don't like the. I hope I don't trigger anyone.
He's hesitating. I can't wait to hear this.
I don't like the Apple market.
Really?
No, it just weirds me out that a lot of iPhone users feel like they have the need to change their phones annually. It's so dumb.
What my client is trying to say is that phones are getting good these days and they shouldn't be replaced every year. Continue, please.
But anyways, that's just it, man. And
I get it,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm a heavy on 3.5 millimeter jack. The first Apple phone that I had was I think it was the 3G.
Ooh, the one with...
That was a phone.
Was that the metal body, I think? The back?
It was the fat back. From there forward, I kind of just got stuck with it. I didn't bother changing because it's just user friendly.
The 4? The 3?
3, 4. So that's what I.
You held on to your 4. Like,
For
when
quite
I
some
think
time.
when I'm...
That was the
met you,
most
yeah.
durable phone that I have. The 4 was the most durable that I have. The next likable phone that I got my hands on with was the XS. Before that, the 6 Plus going forward, 7 and 8, they were too thin. And they're, those bending issues?
Yeah, especially the 6 Plus.
Yes, 6
Ooh.
Plus. That's why I like 4 and then the XS because they were hard to break.
My favorite iPhone body or model was well, they used a couple of versions. The 5S with a fingerprint scanner and the SE that came out after that, which is the same body. I think that was so good. I mean, it's small, but I do prefer a small phone. It's why I use the S22. It's the smallest phone that they had at the time for Samsung. But yeah, after that, I guess the 8 was also a good body for the iPhone. But they say that the best one is the 7. Or the 10, I think, is also
Which is
considered.
the X.
Yeah, the X,
Yeah,
yeah.
the X.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Also,
Was that the first one with the notch? The X? The
Yeah,
notch
yeah,
is
yeah.
the one with the little
Yeah, yeah,
dip.
yeah. It
How do you
is
feel
the
about
X.
the notch? You got used to it
Yeah,
immediately?
it's fine.
Yeah. I've never used the one with the notch because it's a pinhole for Android.
Also, one of the reasons why I like iPhone 4 so much and iPhone X or the X series is if you compare them both, it really does feel like a premium phone because it's glassware.
Especially at the time of release.
Yes.
Right.
So if I'm paying like $1,000 for a premium phone, it has to really feel premium, and I didn't felt that with the 6 Plus, the 7, the 8s.
Because you think it's too fragile or something?
Yeah. Price point too,
Mm.
weird. I remember they put out iPhone SEs, but they're using iPhone 4 screens on the SEs. They're not using OLED. They're just
Oh, the first
Using-
SEs?
yeah.
The one with
first
the
SEs.
5 body? Was
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
They're using iPhone 4 screens in that.
Well, that was the point of the SE, right? They're giving you a higher end chip. They're giving you the latest chip with like a backdated everything else.
Yes.
Do you think that's a good thing that they're still releasing the SEs? Because Apple's viewpoint is like, if you want your product to look, that was a difference between Samsung and Apple. Like for Apple, if you want your product to look like the latest and greatest device, you have to pay for it, the Pro Max. There's
Pro
always
Max.
something different with the Pro Max or the Pros. Like with Samsung, their mid-range phones look like they're, except for the Ultra and of course the flips. Their phones from the cheapest one up until the, let's say the flagship, basics flagship, like the S22, S23, it looks very similar. So the A series, which is like a mid-range, it's like an SE versions of the
iPhones.
yeah, it looks similar. So I don't know if there's any discrimination. And there's not much here, but in some countries, like remember the green bubble
What is
thing?
the green bubble?
Oh, you don't know the green bubble? Okay. It's not a big thing here in the Philippines because they're using the iPhones here. They're using SMS, right?
Mm-hmm.
But iMessage is a thing for other countries, right?
Okay.
So for iMessage, if you're using iMessage from iPhone to iPhone,
There's
it
the blue
uses
bubble.
a blue bubble. And then when an Android texts you, it's a green bubble. For some reason, there's always some discrimination between, it's a green bubble. Why are you using this green bubble? It's weird. I was like, it's a bubble. It's crazy to me that there was a
I
news
didn't know
that
it was
came
a
out.
thing.
There was a news that came out that kids are getting bullied in schools
Oh,
because they're
really?
using an Android. Because there's like a group chat and then they go, oh, what's this? Why is your message green? Why are you doing that? And I was like, I can't believe there's discrimination because of the phone that you use. It's a good thing it's not a thing here.
Yeah.
Imagine, yeah. I'm glad you're not aware of that because we're getting a genuine reaction.
Wait, let me guess. United States.
Yes, exactly.
Oh no. Freedom. America.
America. I want to own an iPhone, but the functionality I can't really dedicate myself
Exactly.
to using an
Yes.
iPhone yet. Maybe in the future.
I want to switch to Android as an iPhone user, but I can't because I'm pretty much stuck with the UI.
What was the thing that they released? The one with the VR? A Vision Pro.
A Vision Pro. I was doing this because there was a fly.
Who is it geared towards?
You think it's interesting how quick technology has progressed over the last, let's say, 20 years? Because it was rapid fast.
Yeah, it is very fast.
If you're someone from like a previous generation and you can't get your hands on the newer technologies, you're done. If you can't get on with
Like,
the usage of
if something else comes out,
yeah,
you can't
you can't.
keep up. Yeah. I guess I've actually feared that, like in the future, like I'm not gonna be able to keep up with the tech because, I mean, some tech I can't even keep up these days. You know what I mean? Like I don't know everything that my iPhone does.
Kind of reminded me of that scene from The Eternals. You remember that character Fastos?
Fast, the guy that builds
The
shit.
guy, yeah.
There's a better way of blacksmith. Was it a blacksmith sort of thing? No, it's a tech guy.
Tech guy,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Well, apparently Fastos is the guy that introduces newer technologies to
Build shit.
build shit.
Sorry. Yeah.
But well, you get the
I've
idea of
seen I've seen
Fastos.
Eternals,
Yeah.
yes.
So he's the guy that introduces newer technologies to apparently humanity. You think there's like someone that does that or something
Steve
that,
Jobs.
that introduces newer technologies? Because it was
Steve Jobs does it. Good God. Well, tech's getting good, but how come we still don't have good footage of like one of those
security cameras.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, how come a TikTok video is like crazy good, but like you get like a what are those, the Loch Ness monster or a Bigfoot is like 4 pixels, and fucking UFOs. Good God.
Dude, UFOs, by the way, they're not called UFOs anymore. They're called
what?
UAPs nowadays.
No, UFOs.
No, UAPs now. They're called UAPs nowadays. There's a story that has been developing.
Wait, UAP?
Yes, UAP.
That sounds like a fucking university.
I don't- like basketball league UAPs.
Wait, what does UAP stand for? Wait, let's keep going.
Check it out. But there's this story that has been developing in the
UAP.
States, apparently.
It says United Architects of the Philippines.
No, that's not it.
So that's not it. Oh, here we go. It's unidentified
There you go.
anomalous phenomena.
They're
That's a
called-
mouthful.
That's like the government official terminology for UFOs now.
You're gonna make me say it again?
Unidentified? Is it unidentified as well?
Unidentified anomalous
Anomalous-
phenomena. So you could
Anomalous phenomena.
put it here if you want. Good God.
Dude,
What are we-
imagine like calling your dick extraordinary gigacock or some shit.
You had to squeeze that in. I'm sorry. That wasn't on purpose.
Okay, so
Anomalous.
this story, let me bring you guys
Cool,
up to
yeah,
speed.
I
The
guess.
story here, there's a gentleman that goes by the name David Grush. Apparently, this Grush is a 14-year intelligence officer in the Air Force and National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. So I'm going to say he's a really high-ranking officer.
Okay.
For the United States. And he submitted claims in the House of Subcommittee stating that the U.S. government is apparently hiding information about the UAPs. He appeared in hearing with 2 former pilots, Navy pilots, and those pilots have apparently firsthand experiences with UAP. This David Grush guy, he was told about some classified documents about the UAPs, and when he requested for those folders, he was denied access.
I'm very conspiracy theorist of you. But yeah.
I know, but it's kind of weird to touch on those topics because there's a lot of theories floating around the internet, and internet is the internet. But this is actually the first time that we get our sources from someone that's actually credible, because the guy has been a 14-year intelligence officer, and a really high-ranking officer. So that's that. That's a story.
I can't get
that has
over
been-
it that it's
That's a story that has been building up, and from what I've heard, the United States apparently has a project that was studying UAP crashes on site. They would get those materials and study on them and kind of like reverse engineer them. It's interesting that the House of Committee is like really eager to learn more about this, because otherwise they would have shut down those claims. But again, the caveat is too that those claims, there was no supported evidence.
I guess we have to wait then. UAPs.
But there are actual footages of there was a security footage for those 2 pilots who they claimed to have experienced UAPs firsthand. The story was they were doing training by the coast of San Diego. So there were 2 planes, and then from a distance they saw this tic-tac looking flying object floating above sea level. And when they went in closer, it just went bump, bump, and then just disappeared.
Oh, I see. Was it not a firefly or something?
It said it was a Tic Tac looking object. It was big. There was no markings. There was no windows. There was nothing. The material was weird. And they had footage. Which again goes back that it's
of
not.
the UAP?
Yeah.
Okay.
UAPs.
I guess I'm one of those that, just won't buy into it until I see something credible.
Right?
Stories are fine. It's fun to
Stories
talk
are
about.
fine, yeah.
But
it's really hard to
I gotta
put
see
a hard
that
pin
shit.
on that.
Yeah. Again, going back to, linking it to tech. We have good tech. We need to get that good credible footage. When we get that credible footage, people are gonna say it's edited now because we also have good editing tech.
You know what else is real? You know what else is real?
Could be
This
real.
next following segment is real.
In fact, look at that shit right there.
It's right here. Moving on to Keeping It Real.
Keepin It Reel is where we look at different short videos or reels on the internet, and let's just see where it goes. So like last time, let's continue with the TikTok.
Nagsalita na ang fan na nag-upload ng viral video ni Lea Salonga sa kanyang dressing room. Giit niya, hindi raw niya kailangan
I kinda did
mag-sorry
follow on
dahil
this.
wala naman daw siyang ginawang masama. Narito ang report.
I think hindi naman po ako nag-cross dun sa boundaries niya. Hindi naman ako lumapit sa kanya.
Bakit daw inon mo yung camera?
Yung babaeng nasa harapan ko, naka-on na rin po yung camera and video niya. Kasi super excited po kaming lahat. Kami naka-on ang camera dahil gusto po namin makapture ang moment with her.
Okay, so that was a very Filipino video. Sorry. So for those of you who don't speak Filipino, this is a common occurrence, not just in the Philippines. Actually, that's actually abroad. What basically happened there is Lea Salonga is a Filipino celebrity, and this is abroad, right? She's abroad.
Yes,
right
this
now.
is abroad.
Yep, and her fellow Filipino fans, let's call them fans, snuck in, basically. It was a dressing room. They basically snuck into Lea's dressing room, and they asked if they can get a picture, and they got the picture, but what's the point of this video is people have been saying that he should have apologized for invading her privacy, but he's saying he doesn't have to apologize because he didn't do anything wrong. And yeah.
When I first saw the video, I already thought that it was obviously the gentleman's mistake. I wouldn't say it's common sense that you shouldn't go like,
Camera first in?
technically the whole
before
privacy
that,
thing. Yeah,
exactly. From this, she's basically at work. The only proper place to ask for a celebrity's photo is during a fan meeting. Any other time, you're basically invading their space. Some people forget that celebrities are people too. Actually, I think Leia handled it properly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
They even
she
got
did
the
it-
photo.
she did it perfectly.
They got the picture. People are telling you to apologize. There's a reason why.
What
did he though?
boggles me the most is that he uses a lot of reasoning like we're all Filipinos. That
Gotta
we
hate it when that
understand
happens.
each other.
The only time to get a picture is in an actual event where you can take a picture. Let's just be aware of that. It happens from time to time. You're gonna run into celebrities. You can ask for a picture, but if they
If
say
they turn
no,
you down,
it's okay.
accept that.
Yeah. You have a story of meeting somebody, and you can just go, unfortunately, I can't get the picture. It's fine.
Reminded me of that one video with John Cena.
Oh,
and how
yeah.
he rejected because he was eating with his
Can I
friend.
talk to my friends?
Yeah,
I was just having
I
a
can't like
conversation. What about with Richie Rivero, where he yelled at the fans? You know that one?
no.
Oh, you don't know that
No.
one.
Put that in there. So this is during the game.
They lost. Yeah. He yells at the fan as I guess I'll
And then
translate in English.
kisses
Yeah.
the crucifix.
He goes, like, can we do this later? Like, pwede ba mamaya na? And then he saw the camera. I was like, oh, sorry. There's a camera.
Let me kiss the crucifix.
Exactly.
What? That is so dumb.
That's hilarious, man.
I'm so glad that someone caught that on camera. Molto bene. So good. Oh, fuck, camera. Oh, it's a good thing Jesus is here.
That's a good thing.
I need you, buddy. Man.
Bet money he was praying that camera was not shooting. So that was a good how you should and should not handle fans. I don't know if this is true.
Police officer handcuffing firefighter for doing
ABC's Ryan Owens has the story.
What is this?
Okay, I don't have time for a cell phone. This
America.
is ridiculous.
A firefighter in the back of a police cruiser. How'd he end up in handcuffs? He says he was just doing his job. Stopping to rescue two
By the
people
way,
in a flipped car on a California
there's
interstate.
an emergency
His
ongoing.
firefighting colleagues cannot believe it.
We're in the middle of patient care with patients on the freeway, and we're trying to protect our scene.
I mean, it's not a laughing matter, bottom line, but the
12-year
idea
veteran
sounds like a
Jacob
skit.
Gregor, as their radio traffic makes clear, the California Highway Patrol wanted him to move his truck.
Everything in the
That was it,
fire's
though.
blocking off for
His
no
truck
reason.
was blocking the way.
That's too late. We're trying to get
But
him to
the
move right
lights
now.
were
The
on.
firefighter refused and spent
That's why
a
we're
half
keeping it
hour in the
real.
back of that police cruiser when he says he should have been helping the injured. Gregor was never actually arrested and was released, but his boss, the fire chief, remains outraged.
Dude, imagine if this scenario happened with a paramedic.
Oh.
Someone was putting them on a stretcher and then someone would handcuff the paramedic. I'm like, where are you taking this gentleman? But he needs emergency. He needs to...
Could you not block the driveway and move your ambulance
Can you
to
move
the
this
side?
patient out of the way?
I think that's self-explanatory. Moving on. Oh my
Oh.
god. You know this?
Nope.
The proper way of eating rice with fork. I have to ask you because I know this is part of your studies before. Said not to do that. Instead do that. I don't know if it's real. That's why I think it's people should know that it's okay to eat with spoons, right? You can use it for rice.
I had that one experience when I was working at a hotel.
Or yeah, I am gonna ask you because you know you spent time in the States.
Yeah. The food in the cafeteria was a sloppy Joe and an Egyptian rice. I wanted to squeeze in my lunch break in less than 2 minutes.
So you use a spoon.
So I used a spoon and fork. So I, like traditional how Filipinos would eat using a fork and a spoon. And I saw two American gentleman and a woman was staring at me for using a spoon and a fork because they didn't know how convenient it was to do that. They just like went on with how they usually eat the rice. It was just using the fork. They scoop it with the fork. They don't use the knife with
What do
it.
you call that shit?
There is no rice etiquette. I'm just saying, just putting that out there. There are a lot of ways to eat rice, and usually it depends on what type of rice that you're eating.
Sure.
If it's a sticky rice, you could use chopsticks. You can still use a spoon. If it's like the dry ones, you can still use spoon, but you can't use fork with it. So just use spoon. And please don't fucking use a knife on a rice, man. Imagine how many Asian people are mad right now.
I can hear Uncle Roger.
Fuyo! Okay, what is
This
this?
one,
Fill me up.
I don't want to sound racist, but this can only be Japanese. That's all I'm giving it to you. That's all I'm giving it to you right now.
I understand. Oh, I've been seeing these. Like if it's a food or not.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah. Oh no.
the game shows in Japan, crazy.
Well, Japan game shows does a lot of interesting stuff and
Okay,
weird
interesting
stuff.
interesting is a much better word. Man, the reels we're getting today.
We're in the weird side of TikTok.
All right.
It's just what we want to say. But imagine actually getting one of these shows here in the Philippines.
Well, Filipinos are really good at this shit. Like a lot of countries are afraid of bullet.
Oh, right.
It's a cuisine here.
As far as those things are concerned, I think they're cakes.
Yeah. Wow,
Oh.
that took us down. What the reels that we got? Oh yeah. That took us down this episode. My goodness.
Oh, man.
But yeah, bottom line, respect people's privacy. Stay safe, everyone, and don't eat too much candy.
Please don't use a knife when eating rice.
Oh
That's all I just want to say.
Spoons are okay.
Spoons are alright. You can learn it. It's
Yeah.
pretty easy. Just pretend the rice is a soup and just experience how convenient that whole thing is instead of just using fork and knife.
Even try spoons only. It does work.
Yeah.
But in a bowl, spoon only, it does work.
You know what?
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 Let's wrap this
It's gonna
thing
happen.
up.
Yep.
Let's wrap this episode.
Episode 4.
Yes, this has been 24OZ. I've been your host, skaterboyvega.
Matthew Bay.
And please do follow us on these links. They're right here. Put them right here somewhere. Thank you for, traversing this episode without the assistance of pornography.
It's okay.
It's
okay.
Watch it.
We don't judge.
As long as you're watching on the other side of the tab, then you're good. Thank you for watching this video.
Dude, I'm holding this. End it.
End it.